Hey everybody, this is Adrienne Charleston and I'm here with another episode of H.I.M, How I Met. Today we're going to be talking about Mad Skillz. You know, everybody knows. Y'all know who Mad Skillz is. So before I start the story, just know that the story is mine. This is my point of view. Mad Skillz may or may not agree with what I say in this story, but this is my story. So, this story actually begins way before most of my other stories. And I started some stories from back in the 90s. This one started back in the 80s. Right. So, I'm from Fayetteville, and a very long time ago, and Mad Skillz doesn't remember me from this era because I've asked him before. He's like, no, but this is my story. So Mad Skillz used to live down the street from me as a kid. I was a kid too, but I had a crush on him as a kid, and I used to see him, and I couldn't leave off my street. He lived around the corner down the street. He lived on a corner house on another street, so it's pretty far as I could go. And I would see him outside sometimes. I used to be like, oh, this little boy is so cute. Although I was a little girl too, but in my mind I was like, oh, he's so cute. So I've just always had a crush on him. Then he moved, I think like to the other side of Fayetteville when I was in like, I think before junior high, but I didn't realize where he was again until around junior high. And I saw him a couple places because Fayetteville, well, I mean, people probably don't know this. You could go out in Fayetteville. At like the age of 12, we had clubs. We were doing day parties before there was an actual thing as day parties. So there were different clubs that at 12 years old, they would have it for the young kids in the daytime and for the older teenagers at night. So not sure if that's where I saw him at again, because that was on his side of town, because I used to go, it was from like noon to 5 or something like that. We would go hang out at the club. It was called the Bull. We used to go hang out at the club and we would party young. And then there was another club close to where I lived called Nikki's, and that was another club we used to go to in junior high and stuff. So I remember seeing him just around town and stuff, and I used to be like, oh my goodness, he is so cute. And I was very shy back then. I still am a little bit, so I didn't say anything to him. So it was, you know, years and years have gone by, and I didn't realize that, I'm not gonna say his real name, but the guy that lived down the street that I had this crush on as a kid was the same as Mad Skillz. So my brother brought it up. My brother was a cop then, and he was like, yeah, little boy used to live down the street. He doing rap music now. He said Mad Skillz. I was like, that's the same person. Did not realize it, you know, till my brother brought it up and said something about him living down the street and how he moved across town and how he moved to Virginia and all that. And then that's when I realized, oh my goodness, this is the same person I had a crush on as a kid. So yes, so so decades have gone by since I found out this was Mad Skillz. And then he started DJing, and so I found out he was DJing in Charlotte. I had a friend in Charlotte, so he was actually, it was Mad Skillz and DJ Skillz DJing together at Charlotte, in Charlotte. So I hit up DJ Skillz and I was like, yo, I want to meet Mad Skillz. He was like, all right, we're going to be on the stage together. You see us up there together. Come up to me and I'll get you a picture. That's all I wanted. I just wanted a picture. So me and my friend went to the event. We were out there dancing and stuff. So once they, because you know, the premier DJs don't show up till a little bit later. So they got there and and I waited for them to set up and stuff. So I went to DJ Skillz and he was like, oh, come on. So And then he took a picture of me and Mad Skillz, and I was so excited. I was like, "Oh my goodness!" He was so nice. He was so gracious, and he was like, "Thank you so much." No, I said thank you so much. Yeah, went on, partied a little bit more, and then had to leave because the crowd turned real young. Couldn't do that. So then Mad Skillz was just doing more and more parties, and he was doing parties in North Carolina. He would have the Prince versus Michael Jackson. He had the what was the other one I went to? He had a couple of different ones. I was trying to remember the titles, but I've been to a lot of his parties. If he comes close to North Carolina, I'm going to one of his parties. If he's here in Raleigh, if he's in Durham, he's in Charlotte, I'm trying to make his parties. To the point where every time he had a party, I would get a picture with him. So that ended up being my thing, to where it got to the point he just recognizes me and he's just like, "Hey, how are you?" Because I always ask for a picture. So I have a bunch of pictures with Mad Skillz, and I'm not gonna say that the crush has stopped, but it's still there a little bit. I'm still crushing a little bit, but you know, I'm not gonna try or do anything, but it's still there a little bit. And he is a phenomenal DJ, not only in person, but like he's been doing DJing throughout the quarantine with the 90s Girl Brunch, Motown Mondays. Like he's been doing it all, and he's so into it. He's one of the rare DJs that can dance, and he'll dance while he's DJing and do all this stuff, and it's just so amazing. So I'm trying to think, is that it? The last time I saw him was CIAA. It's the last time, you know, around here that everybody was able to get out and do stuff, because, you know, Corona started like right after. So we were at CIAA. DJ Skillz was DJing, and I saw Mad Skillz. He was just out in the crowd, and I went up to him and I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And he was so gracious. He was like, "Hi, how are you?" Like, he's always so nice and so gracious. And I just want to say that his 90s Girl Brunch, when he tries to speak to people when they come in, you know, as much as possible. And then one weekend he even got pictures of the top fans that he knows always shows up, and he had pictures of them going across the screen while he was DJing. So when I say he is nice, he is gracious, he's considerate, like he is all of those things, and that's something that people don't see or recognize in other people. And it is great for him to do it, and it's great for him to show appreciation. Like, he is just appreciative of people liking what he do and following him as much as people enjoy what he does and follow him. So so wonderful, wonderful man. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I guess that's it. So I had to buy my shirt before I did my How I Met, because I wanted to have on my Mad Skillz shirt when I did it. So this is How I Met Him, Mad Skillz. Thank y'all for watching.
Hey everybody, thank you for watching him, How I Met, and I have a great interview for you. I am interviewing Mad Skillz. As you see, you saw the show before of How I Met Him, and now we have him live. So let's get to it. Hey Mad Skillz, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for taking the interview. It's going to be kind of short, depends on how your answers are, but we'll
Okay.
see.
Nah,
All
let's
right.
get it.
All right. So, first thing I want to ask you is, what do you feel your contribution to hip hop is?
Um, I wow, nobody's ever asked me that. Mhm. I feel like I brought lyricism to the game. I feel like I represented a place that was, not heard of before I came along in a major national way. Um, and I think I would hope that I brought that it don't matter where you from, is where you at. You know what I'm saying? So um, And just I learned from Big Daddy Kane's to Run DMC, so I just hope that I could carry the torch and make those guys proud. But
And
most of all, I would hope that I could make somebody from here proud to be from here.
okay. And you have done it very well, and that's why I wanted to start with that question because yeah, you have contributed greatly to hip hop, whether you feel it,
Right? Thank you. I appreciate it.
but you should really know it. So looks like I'm going in slow motion. I don't know what's up with that, but hmm. Okay. So let's see. The next question is how and why did you become a DJ?
I've always loved music, so you know, playing music for people is a passion. I've always been anything that I've done is always the common denominator of that has always been music, whether I was making it, whether I was listening to it, playing it for other people, creating it for other people. So when I kind of the passion that I had for rapping kind of started to fade,
Hmm.
I excuse me, I just felt as though that would be a natural step and I would enjoy it. And I've enjoyed DJing way more than I enjoyed rapping when I was rapping. So yeah, that's how it happened.
This is not a written down question, but I'm going to ask: did your
Okay.
passion for rapping actually fade?
It did. Um, I say around 2014, it started to slow down. And I was still creating music, but to try to go in the booth and make a record for Mad Skillz in 2015 just wasn't on my list of things to do. But I was still creating music for others and listening to music, and that's how the DJing it just came. I was like, oh, this is fun. I'll enjoy. I enjoy doing it. So that was the next logical step for me.
Okay, and this is another question I don't have written down. So I've also interviewed DJ Skills, and he
Yeah, it's
said
the homie.
yes, he said he got his name from you.
Oh
So
wow.
you didn't know that?
No, and what's crazy is when I first started DJing, he was one of the first DJs to like share music with me. Like, yo, I got all of the go go. Here's my take my go go crate, take my reggae crate. He was giving me music already like organized and set up. I actually went to his house and brought my hard drive, and me and him just sat down. And he gave me gigs and gigs of music. So yeah, nah, super talented guy and just very helpful.
Yeah, and he said he was in college and he was thinking of a name for a DJ, and Mad Skills was out, and so he did DJ Skills, and that's how, yeah,
It's funny because now we get people confuse us all the time. Like I'll have people hop in my messages and like, "Yo, I can't wait. A&T gonna be crazy Friday, bro. I'm coming to see you." And I'll be like, "Yeah, that ain't me. Like that's DJ Skills that he doing the homecoming. Like I'm not. I don't have that gig. It happens all the time.
yeah. And I want to say one of the best parties I went to, the two of you were DJing together in Charlotte,
Yeah,
and that's when
yeah,
I
no,
first met you because I got DJ Skills to introduce me so I could get a picture.
right. Yeah, no. Skills versus skills. I remember that party. Yeah, it was a good.
That was very dope.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
So how did you come up with the 90s girl brunch during this COVID situation?
Well, when everything happened, I was at home, and DJs started DJing online, and a lot of them took off, and I had been DJing online before COVID because I realized that wasn't nobody calling me, so I was like, oh, I can DJ on Facebook, and I don't got to go nowhere for that. But so when the DJs took off, I started thinking of I just got on one day and I played. I think it was a Saturday morning the first time I did it. Um, and I was like, yo, this felt like a brunch. Like I had a brunch that I would have done that day, but of course it had gotten canceled. And I just hopped online and started DJing. And once I started paying attention to what all of the other DJs were doing, I was like, I gotta separate myself because everybody's DJing online. So let me separate myself. And that's how the 90s brunch came through. I noticed there was a lot of women in the chat, a lot of Mary J. Blige fans and Salt and Pepper fans and In Vogue fans. So I would just play songs for women, but I play songs for women when I'm at a regular party. Because if the women ain't having a good time, then ain't nobody gonna have a good time. The dudes will
Right.
be all right. The women are who you need to worry about. Keep them on the dance floor and you're gonna have a good night. So that's how it started.
Okay. And I was on the last one on Sunday when you did the tribute to Melba Moore and Shirley Jones, like
Yeah,
that. I wasn't ready. I mean, it touched me. I was like, oh my
right.
goodness, this is.
You know, those two women, the fact that, my mom used to listen to their music, cleaning the house on the weekends, and I grew up listening to their music. So for them to come online every weekend just to see me DJ, I don't take that lightly. Melba Moore is a R&B goddess. Shirley Jones and one of the most, influential female groups of all time. So the fact that they even come pay and listen, I'm like, I gotta pay tribute to them somehow, some way. And I knew a lot of people in the chat probably hadn't even seen those performances. So, I appreciate them coming and I just wanted them to feel that appreciation and that love.
Yeah. And the way you show love to the people who are there, like you also had a collage of your top fans
Yeah.
playing. I mean,
Yeah, you was in there. Yeah.
okay. I think I missed it, but I was watching it while it was going on, and I was like, "Oh, this is dope." But a lot of times I have it on, but I'm like doing a lot of other stuff.
Right, as most people are. They just the music is kind of just a soundtrack to, what they already doing. I get it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's dope. I love it. I'm there as much as I can every Saturday and Sunday. So
Thank you.
so next question is there anything that you would have done differently if you could have in your path and in life?
I probably would have moved to the West Coast sooner.
Mm,
Um, I probably would have done that. But other than that, I wouldn't change too much. I just probably would have moved to LA in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? And try
yeah.
to. But yeah, that's it.
Okay. Cool. My last question is so what are you up to now?
Oh, just you know, just working on music. We just finished working on some stuff for LeBron's Space Jam movie that's coming out next summer. So hopefully we'll have some songs in that. Writing a book, um, working on that periodically from time to time, and just the brunches. I'm enjoying those, and just trying to make it through this COVID, this new normal that we have. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm just just trying to make sure that everybody's good, everybody that I'm close to, everybody that I love, and
Yeah.
keep it pushing.
So so what's the book about?
So auto, it's a bio, it's a biography. So it's gonna be about my life. It's called From Where to Here, and it starts probably around in my younger days, and I think it ends. It'll end on the day that I actually got Mad Skills Day in Richmond. That'll be the end of the book. So yeah, it's progressing pretty well. I think it's gonna be a good read.
And I didn't ask you, how did you get Mad Skills Day? I remember when it happened and you were posting it and everything, and it's
I still don't know. I don't know what I did. Um, I guess I did some things for the community around here, and the mayor saw fit to give me my own day, and I'm super grateful, super appreciative of the fact. And we celebrated the first one this past February, right before everything kind of went crazy, and so yeah, from now on, I'm gonna try to make it more about the hip hop community in the city and the kids and the youth, and not so much about me, but because I know that that's something that that'll outlive me. So I'm taking it super serious, and I want it to be about empowering the youth in this city for sure.
Okay. So are you because you don't remember me from Fayetteville, so we're not even gonna go back there again.
I
But
don't.
I
You
was
was
I
in
was not.
Fayetteville?
Yes, I'm not memorable. I was not memorable then.
Don't say that. No.
No, I was this real skinny, shy little girl. I lived in University Estates.
I remember University of States.
I know you do.
Yeah.
And so sometimes when you are telling your stories, like you were on a live, maybe with Gav or somebody one time, and you were telling the stories about Fayetteville and the people and all. I was like, I know all those people, but
Like,
it's okay.
yeah,
I remember you.
Fayetteville was a big part of my childhood. You know, I just knew that if I wasn't going to be in the military, then I needed to get up out of there at some point. So when I did leave in '87 and I came to Virginia, um, '87, '88, I came. But yeah, nah, all of my childhood memories. The first time I heard Run DMC, first time I heard the Fat Boys, all of that happened in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I ran up and down Murchison Road, Bragg Boulevard. I think I went to every school in Fayetteville.
probably.
I lived near E. Smith.
Hmm.
I went to Reed Ross. I went to Lewis Chapel, which is across the street from Ann Chestnut. I
Yep.
went to Douglas Byrd. I knew about 71st. I went to Westwood, and my elementary school was William H. Owen on
Mm.
Rayford Road.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember you from when you were off the Merc, that area.
Wow. Yeah, Bonnie Doon. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yes. Yep. That's all I'm gonna say. So,
Okay.
so you're on the West Coast now, or are you on the East Coast right now?
I'm on the East Coast right now, but I live on the West Coast. I come back and forth.
Okay. How have you been doing that since the virus, or
I came in May, and I've been on this side since May, and
okay?
I'm gonna go back later on next month.
Okay. All right. Well, you be safe in all of your travels.
I will.
And
You be safe too.
yes, and I just want to thank you and thank everybody for watching this episode of Him, How I Met Mad Skills. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.